Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video over on PrizePicks. I got my 3 favorite World Cup picks in this one. It's going to be absolutely sick because we've got some banger games. We've got Spain going up against Austria. Honestly, upset potential there, maybe. We will see what happens. Portugal versus Croatia, absolute marquee matchup. 2 top 10 nations battling it out in the round of 32. We'd love to see that. And then Switzerland, Algeria, maybe not the highest caliber matchup, but honestly 2 teams that are pretty even in my eyes. So very, very good slate of games. And guys, we had a great day yesterday too. England comeback against Congo. Belgium elite comeback against Senegal. And literally like the last 10 minutes of the game, they scored 2 goals. Ridiculous. And then they scored a penalty with the last 1 minute of extra time. And USA got the job done up against Bosnia. So we love to see what happened over there. Now, before we get into any picks today, there's one thing I always do on my channel, and that is recap the day before. Because guys, I'm all about transparency. The reason I started this channel was because I saw a lot of people online posting their plays, not showing their losses, talking about their wins a ridiculous amount, never showing their losses. People started to think they were profitable when they actually lost a ridiculous amount of money. So I want to show you guys every single day, whether we win, whether we lose, no matter what, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to recap our stuff. Now, over on the YouTube plays, Tim Ream was the only one that ended up missing. Freeman actually barely stuck over his line, but the point was we took USA to have a lot of possession, and it was looking perfect, man. It was looking great. And then we got a really unfortunate red card, and when you obviously go down to 10 men, especially if you have the advantage, if you have the lead, right? USA was up 1-0 when they went down to 10 men because of that ridiculous red card on Balogun. Honestly, my opinion, I don't think that was red at all. You're not going to get possession very much, right? You're just going to sit back, defend, you got less players, you're going to hold the ball. And as a result of that red card, our slips ended up missing. Now, also this one missed too. I think if USA, I'm going to say this one more time, if USA still had their star striker on the field, if USA was still, at full strength with 10 or 11 guys out there, right, they would have scored more goals, right? There's no reason they would have slowed down there. So we only got 2 goals in this game and we wanted 3. So the free picks, unfortunately, we did not cash them, but we went 6x winner on, what was it, Tuesday, 6x winner on Tuesday, and we lost 1 unit on Wednesday. So you guys are noticing, our wins are going to pay back way more than our losses, and today we're dropping in another 6x entry over on PrizePicks. But on the VIP, we did pretty well, honestly, very, very good. Slammed a 4-man right here with England duos on the under, cashed that out. This one could have been another 4-man, honestly. Owner definitely should have gone on the over. His team won all 3 games. Basically, everyone on his team won the over except for him and Faker. So super unfortunate there. And then Dildez went on the over here, and we had him on the under. Half of the guys on his team went over, half of them went under, so it was kind of 50-50 there. But very, very good correlation with the Belgium guys. Very good correlation with the Belgium guys again. And the same thing, man. I really needed Tim Ream and Tyler Adams here. But guys, because of that red card on Balogun, USA just didn't need to control the ball very much, and both of them missed, right? And you guys are noticing a little bit of a trend here, right? We're not just taking 4 random picks. We're taking 2 guys on the same team on the overs, and then 2 guys on the same team on the overs. And this could be overs together, unders together. The point is 2 guys on the same team in the same direction. And what does this do? This basically means if Belgium control possession, or if Belgium are in a long game, which, it was a long game, went to overtime, right? Then both of these guys will hit the overs, and guys, they slammed their overs. Belgium were down, they controlled possession. This guy literally doubled his line. Tillemans also hit the over, and the game-winning goal. Tim Ream, on the other hand, and Tyler Adams both hit the under, right? You guys are noticing here, we're not taking 4 separate things, we're taking 2 things. We want Belgium to have possession, and we want USA to have possession. So PrizePicks is paying us out for this slip as if it's a 4-man, but it's actually just a 2-man. We just need those 2 things to happen. And unfortunately, we hit 1 out of 2 on our 2-man and missed this entry, right? Belgium did control possession, but USA did not. But it can go right this way too, right? Here we're basically saying Ecuador will not control possession. What do you know? They didn't control possession. They both hit the unders here very easily. And then we said England would control possession less than expected, right? I honestly think these lines were just too high. And because of that, they both hit the under. They actually both got exactly 72 passes. Talk about correlation, guys. These guys are getting the exact same amount of passes. And PrizePicks paid us out for a 4-man, although I know, and everyone at VIP already knows, this is just a 2-man. We just need 2 things to happen, and we're greening out a 4-man. Now, World Cup Challenge, quick recap right here. We slammed USA -1.5. Appreciate Tillman for going ahead and smacking in that free kick. That greened us out. This was basically a 6-unit profit, a little bit less, 5.8. And then we missed our England -1.5. This was a 4-unit play, so 4-unit loss and a 5.8 unit profit. Gives us 1.8 units profit on the day. Very, very good. We're going to keep moving. Also, smacked out the Hurricane Taco with some more correlation. Now, let's talk about the Discord real quick. This is where I drop in a bunch of free picks. VIP's got a chat here, which we just talk about greens. We talk about strategy. It's absolutely elite, bro. I love y'all in the VIP chat for real. And on the free picks, you get a lot of my free plays as well. This is one of the plays that I like. There's another couple more plays I like. If you want to get these picks, the reasoning behind them, it's 100% free, bro. Join up on the Discord. It's the top link in the comments of this video. And now let's talk about the plays for today. We're starting it off with a rebet pick, and it's going to be Switzerland and Algeria. We like both of these teams to go ahead and get a goal. Absolutely love this one. It's minus 115, so pretty much a pick 'em. And I like this one to cash. Both of these teams have strong offenses and straight up mediocre defenses. Switzerland's defense used to be like one of the best, dark horse defenses out there. They've looked pretty mid so far. They've genuinely looked pretty mid this tournament, and I think Algeria's offense is quite strong. We saw them in that last game against Austria. Austria, I think, even have a better defense than Switzerland, and Algeria put 3 goals past them. So I think at least both teams to get 1 goal should be very, very good right here. Now, the app that we're on right now is Rebet. That's where I took all these plays over on Rebet, man. And you guys can get this app, and not only get this app, you get up to $100 for free, and you can get 2 months of my VIP completely free. There's genuinely no reason not to do this because it's this simple. All you gotta do is DM me the word Rebet to 919-307-1980. You can literally swipe out of this video right now. It'll pop up in the corner, and then text me the number right now. 919-307-1980. DM me the word Rebet. And then once I help you sign up using code FFBAM, which is super easy to do, it takes you like 10 minutes, you get a 100% or $100 purchase match up to 100%, right? So like if you put in $20, they start you off with $40. If you put in $50, they start you off with $100. You put in $100, I'd recommend this. You max it out, might as well. Then you start off with $200. It's ridiculously profitable. So everything that you put in, you already double that, right? Immediately. And then you also get 2 free months of VIP on me. Straight up 2 free months of VIP. That's basically from now until the NFL season. And if you guys didn't know, if you're new here, NFL is our best sport. So we're getting you right all through the summer, and then we're going to start making money, a ridiculous amount, when football comes and hits. So, elite stuff. Tons of people have already hopped on Rebet and got on code FFBAM. Super easy. Takes like 10 minutes, and you get 2 free months of VIP. What's not to love? Now, let's talk about the plays for today. We already talked about that one, which was both teams to score in that late night game. We're going to start off talking about this Spain game right now. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a interesting pick, but we're actually going for Mikel Oyarzabal on the over on 13.5 fantasy score. I think this line should be easily up towards 16.5. I think 13.5 is an absolute outrageous spot to take this guy. And if you guys don't know Oyarzabal, he used to play left winger. He used to play left winger for Sociedad, I would say around 3 or 4 years ago. And since then, he has absolutely transformed into really just being the star striker, the #1 guy for this Spain team. And in this case, he only played 75 minutes, did not get a goal up against Uruguay. But if we saw what happened in the Saudi Arabia game, which was the first game they were able to break through and really play with full offensive potential, he bagged 2 goals in this game and an assist, right? So if we look at what this guy is doing, he is literally the #1 guy on the offensive side. Yes, Lamine Yamal is better. Yes, Lamine Yamal creates more, but Oyarzabal is more likely to be the goal scorer. Now, let's talk about what goes into this fantasy score metric. If we look at the scoring chart, we can see right here, literally on PrizePicks' site, a goal counts for 10 points and an assist counts for 5 points. Shots on target, passes, all this stuff does a little bit for you. And if you get a foul or stuff like that, you get a little bit of minuses. Thankfully, he's not a defender, so likely won't pick up too many fouls. And additionally, he's very likely to get a goal. This makes no sense to me because you look at this, right? He's projected at least 1 attempted dribble, right? That's 1 point in the bag. He's projected at least 20 passes right here, I would say, or around 20 passes. That's 1 more point in the bag. He's projected around 3 shots. That's 3 more points in the bag. So you guys are counting right. That's 5 points so far. And at least one of those should be a shot on target, right? So we'll call that 6 points in the bag instead of 5. And here's the big one. He is projected to score a goal, 10 points in the bag. And that brings me from my 6 to 16, right? So if he just hits all these goblins, right? Or even hits some of them and misses some of them, he's around that 15 to 16 fantasy score range. This 13.5 makes no sense because what I'm seeing here, right, is if he gets a goal, right, he's likely getting a shot with that and a shot on target with that and then a goal with that, right? So that's on its own basically 12 points straight up, right? He's going to pretty much guarantee if he gets a goal to hit the fantasy score prop, right? Almost guaranteed. But the goal is a goblin and this fantasy score is a non-goblin. This makes no sense to me. Definitely go ahead and take this. This number should easily say like 16.5 in my eyes. 13.5 is an absolute steal. And these are the kind of things that if you're someone like me who is literally clicking around on PrizePicks for like 4 to 5 hours every single day, sometimes even more, then you're going to find lines like this. You're going to find value like this, and I absolutely love this spot for Yarzabal in game number 1. Now, going into game number 2, you know we're going to go over the Portugal versus Croatia game. Absolutely love this game. This is going to be easily the game of the day. And we're locking in Dominik Livakovic on the over at 26.5 passes attempted. Now, he has not hit this in very many games this season. Don't worry about these two because these two don't matter. These were when he played for his club team, right? Irrelevant, back in February. All we care about is these 3 games right here, which were the games in the World Cup. He slammed this against England, went for like 35 passes. And then against Ghana and Panama, he did not hit this, right? So what's going on here, right? Why is he hitting against England but not hitting against Ghana and Panama? Well, let's look at what happened for Croatia in this World Cup. Because it's not really about the goalie, right? Like what I said with Yarzabal, it's all about him, right? If he gets the goal, he should hit. If he hits, a certain amount of dribbles, a certain amount of passes, he should hit, right? It's all about him as a player. In this case, it's nothing to do with Livakovic. It's all about the game script behind it, right? It's all about the game script behind it. So in this case, what happened was England-Croatia was an absolute banger game, right? Back and forth, end-to-end stuff. Both teams were very much in it, and England ran away with it in the second half. But the point was, Croatia were slightly on the back foot, but mostly it was an even game. If anything, they were the ones that were doing more of the defending, right? But against Panama and against Ghana, in both of these cases, although it says 2-1, right, it was pretty much, and against Panama especially, it was pretty much Croatia being like, we're the favorites, but we're really struggling to break down your defense. So we're going to have a lot of the ball, and we are just going to continue pressing on your defensive structure until we go ahead and break through and score a goal, right? This is the way that a lot of the top teams play, and you've seen this so many times, right? A bad team either gets an early lead or just tries to stick with it 0-0, and then they just continue defending, and the team that is better than them, whether that be in Germany against Paraguay, and England against Congo, Spain against Cape Verde, right? I could go on and on about this. That good team is going to control a lot of possession, right? So what is going to happen there? Croatia, in this case, are likely going to be on the defensive side, right? They're going to be accepting a lot of the pressure here, and Livakovic is going to get a lot of passes because Livakovic is going to get a lot of clearances, right? His defender is going to pass it back to him, he's going to clear it, and when Croatia do pass the ball back, they are going to be high pressed. The reason why he didn't get a lot of passes against Panama and Ghana, imagine you're the goalie, right? You're sitting in the goal, and your team is just trying to break down the opposing team's defense, right? They're all 50, 100 meters away from you. You're just sitting in the goal with literally nothing to do, right? That's what's happening to Livakovic when Croatia is playing up against weaker competition, when they're playing up against Panama, who's just full defending, Ghana, who literally just plays only defense the whole game. He's not going to do much. But against Portugal, this should be a much more even game. If anything, Portugal will be doing more of the attacking, and Livakovic will get more goal kicks, more punts, all this stuff, and farm a lot of passes here. I absolutely love this line. I would play it all the way up to 29.5. I think this one is a very, very good pick. Now, before we get into my last one, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video, but bro, smack that like button. Takes you 2 seconds, completely free. Go ahead and do that real quick. If we get to 30 likes in this video, I'm going to drop in a bonus pick in tomorrow's video. So 30 likes, you guys heard me. Go ahead, hit that like button. Now let's get into play number 4, or 4 technically, but 3 on PrizePicks, because we did have 1 on Rebet. It's going to be the combo on pass attempts with Granit Xhaka and Manuel Akanji on the over. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but absolutely love this play. I think that Algeria-Switzerland will be a much more end-to-end game as well. Algeria do not have as strong of a midfield as Switzerland. I do expect Switzerland to control the ball a lot. They're one of those teams that likes to have a lot of possession. And in this case, taking the star center back, the central center back, and Granit Xhaka, the center defensive midfielder, on the overs together on passes, we're basically just betting on one thing here, which is that Switzerland as a team will control possession. If I was making this slip on my own and I didn't, make a 3-man, I would honestly take both of these guys on the overs separately. You guys could do this too on your own. Take these guys on the overs separately. You're getting a 10x here, but notice, guys, if Xhaka hits the over, Akanji's very likely to hit the over, right? These two are super correlated together. I'm actually going to go around this as a 4-man, honestly. Probably a 4-man flex, yeah. But these two are super correlated together because what happens if Switzerland controls possession? We talked about this at the beginning of the video. If Switzerland controls possession, they're going to have a lot of the ball. The defenders and the midfielders are going to pass the ball around a lot, right? And that doesn't mean just Xhaka will hit the over. That means both Xhaka and Akanji and everybody else in that Switzerland backline, as long as they don't get subbed out, which it's unlikely the defenders get subbed out, will hit the overs here. It's the exact same thing that we talked about with Belgium, bro, and these guys smacked the overs. The exact same thing we talked about with England, and they smacked the unders. Same thing with Ecuador, and they smacked the unders. Same thing with France here, and they smacked the unders. You guys are noticing. It's a lot of trends. It's a lot of the same stuff. It's all pass attempts, two guys on the same team, defenders, midfielders on the unders together or on the overs together. So I actually like this one a lot as a four-man, and four-man flex plays are better than four-man power plays if you have uncorrelated slips in there, right? So if you have 4 uncorrelated legs or 2 correlated legs and 2 uncorrelated legs, which in this case, they're 2 correlated and 2 uncorrelated, where the top 2 guys are not at all correlated to each other, then a flex play is better. The only reason a power play is better, the only way a power play is better is if you got 2 correlated legs on the bottom and then 2 correlated legs on the top. So it's basically just a 2-man. You'd rather pay that as a power play, so that if it hits 2 out of 2, aka 4 out of 4, then you will get paid out the full 10x or whatever it may be on the payout shift. So I love this one a ton. Lock this in as a 4-man, bro. Absolutely love these plays. 4-man flex, that's all I got. I appreciate you watching. Drop a comment, by the way, if any of this doesn't make sense, because this is completely different from most people on YouTube who are going to say, take Lamine Yamal on the over because he looks good, or take Ronaldo on the over because, you know, he's the GOAT, right? That's not analysis. That's not math. That's not a system. We don't do that on this channel. We do what works, and we actually show you correlated strategies that will help you profit on PrizePicks. So if it makes sense, please let me know. If it doesn't make sense, drop a comment. I'll respond to every single one of y'all. And yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate you watching. And let's make some money on the World Cup on Thursday. Almost forgot the day. On Thursday. Let's green.